Yes, hello guys. This Pluto Trade here. Okay, so with this market, I'm looking at the Nasdaq. I was originally bearish, of course, but I'm watching how we opened up this for this month. We opened up pretty strong. We kind of just started going higher as soon as we opened. Really, we dumped during Asia. I'm gonna go over all of this. So currently, I'm gonna let me use a different chart so I could show you guys NQ. What I'm watching. Yeah, we opened up and we swept out this low right here. We swept out previous week's low right here. And then we immediately start going back up. More than likely, we're going to go for the high of that week and then possibly these week's highs. I like that we're kind of like living this range finally with this strong open. Let's go to the daily chart so we can see what's going on here. On the daily chart, we can see a very small volume imbalance right here. They act as volume imbalance act as a fair value gap. They act just like a bullish fair value gap. Although I was thinking that since we kind of ignore this fair value gap, price is possibly gonna come up here, drop down, and leave this how it is, and not retest and just continue lower. But that wasn't the case at all. So I was wrong on that part. But I'm still watching this inversion gap right here to see how price react around it. Because this is a daily inversion fair value gap, because price could very well go tag it and then push back down and then maybe continue lower. But at the same time, the way this is looking is very bullish. My guess is there's a very good chance we could go higher. Let's drop down to the 4-hour chart. I'm going to show you guys why I'm thinking that we're reversing on. When we opened up at 6 p.m. yesterday on Sunday, we just kind of gapped down like 200 points, and we just kept on dropping and kept on dropping, which tells me that we were continuing to complete this move from here on the far chart. This February gap that was here. When the market opened up, we were just completing the rest of the move, and then we swept out weekly sell side, and then we immediately ran back up. We inverted this. This is an inversion for value gap right here. This is a bullish inversion for value gap. It's got to be purple. That's what this is right here. This is a bullish inversion for value gap, and there's also a volume imbalance inside of it. This is all bullish signatures right here. See it? And volume imbalance in here, inversion, bullish inversion for value gap, and a possible bullish fair value gap forming in here. So this is a very strong support area where if price even come back down in here, is gonna more than likely like shoot really high. But I really don't think price is gonna come back down here. So there's a good chance this might stay open. I prefer the market lift this area open and not trade back down into it, and kind of just continues higher rather than like come back down, because it wouldn't make, to me it doesn't make sense to me. But there's always a time where the market would be like, okay, I'll do it anyway, because I'd prefer the market just continue higher and close off this fair value gap here, like, and turn this into an inversion so we can see higher prices. Today I did not take any trades today because I was looking for shorts during Asia last night, but my setup didn't form because I kind of take entries on the 15-minute time frame. I didn't really get an entry, so, and then since I didn't get an entry, I kind of just like was like, all right, whatever. I just went to sleep. Um, so I'm thinking that for 2 p.m. price is gonna make this Ferrari gap down here is most likely gonna stay open, and then the market's gonna continue higher. At the same time, I'm watching closely at this. Let's take this off for now. So this is inside of the 1-hour chart. I was looking at this area, this level right here, where there was a 1-hour fair value gap where price came into it and dumped, then it came back up, retested it multiple times, and then drop all the way. This is the reason why I said that I really want to see this gap stay open and market to not trade back down here. because with this bullish inversion fair value gap we have here, I want this area to act as a support where like the price will touch it and then bounce off and continues higher and close off all this trading that was here and take out these highs and hopefully go for these highs because we have a lot of like liquidity sitting up here. So that's what I'm really like watching. And then I'm also watching this inversion gap because this is the daily inversion fair value gap. So I want to see if price has enough strength to like trade through this and go higher. So I'm fairly very bullish right now. Although even in the morning session, like if you look at the morning session, we open at midnight right here. We dropped down and then price just started rallying. And one thing is I don't like to take trades that's not near the midnight or at least below the 8:30 or at 8:30. I don't like to take trades like that because more often time, whenever I try to take a long when the price kind of like moved far away from the midnight and the 8:30, I get stopped out or like I'll get like a big wick. I'll get wicked out or something like that. So I kind of avoid taking trades like these, even though like all these setups, there's a setup that was right here. Like although this is not an A plus setup, right? It looks like an A plus setup to go long. It's not an A plus setup. This is a B tier or C tier plus setup because of the fact that we're so far away from the 8:30 and the midnight. This is a deep premium long. This is a very deep premium long, which is like one of those things you kind of want to avoid taking because sometimes it might play out, but sometimes more often than not, it will do this, test it, then drop all the way. Like I've seen that happen to me a lot of time. I've got stopped out, so I kind of like not do that no more. Even like the 15-minute time frame. Look at this. There was a setup here. This is a C tier, B tier, C tier setup. This is not an A plus setup because of the fact that we're so far away from the open. And let me see down here. Did we even get a tag in here? This tag, I think this tagged by one tick. It looks like. I'm not sure. It looked like it did tag by a tick or so. Did it even? What's the low of this candle? This candle's low is 520.25. This candle's low is 520.25. It didn't even tag this actually. It was the same low. So this Ferrari gap was stayed open. So like even then, like there was not really anywhere for me to enter on because I don't really trade the 6 a.m. candle anyway. Because that's not my style. We made an inversion out on across here. But like there was nothing for me to really like key off of. Like the best entry point would have been right here. Like if price came down and tagged this, and then I could have got an entry here, but that none of that happened, so it just ran away. I'm not gonna chase price because it's the fact that like there's no need to chase price. You don't have like if it's gonna go without you, it's gonna go without you. Look at this right here. We got another inversion across. I've seen that already. I was watching all of that. I've seen all of that already happen. But the thing is, the fact that we was just so far away, I just couldn't. There's no point of risking my account for that. So I'm gonna wait for tomorrow. This is NFP week. This week is NFP week. We have NFP on Friday, so I'm gonna wait for tomorrow to see how we play out tomorrow. And I'm also gonna be observing the 1 hour time frame to see how we play out, um, going into like the rest of the probably Asia session tonight. I'm gonna see how Asia plays out. Also, if we're gonna get any sort of like entry point, so I can maybe hold overnight. But right now, I like how this chart is looking right now. NQ is kind of behind because the S&P 500 is already moving pretty quick. Like I'm gonna go on the S&P 500 right now. As you can see, um, we already like made this inversion down here. We're so far. We already inverted this whole area, and we're about to probably make all time high soon. So the S&P is already like it's already moving out, which means if S&P does all of this, that means the Nasdaq is going to follow suit too, which also tells me we're gonna invert this too. So for today, tomorrow, Wednesday, like we're gonna have like hold on. For tomorrow and for tomorrow and Wednesday, those days are gonna be good trading days. For tomorrow and Wednesday, not Thursday because Thursday is pre NFP, so I'm gonna fade Thursday. So tomorrow, going for tomorrow and Wednesday, those are gonna be the days I'm gonna be looking for a setup on the 5 or 15 minute time frame to go long. Right, it's okay to miss setups because the thing is, right. Another thing that I learned from ICT is like it's okay to miss setups because of the fact that the next day, just always have like that's when it comes to psychology too, right? Always remember this: the next day could be like the day that a amazing setup shows up. Like I'm looking at all of this, right? Back in the days, I would have been mad at the fact that I missed all this move. I'll be trying to chase it, but often time once I started securing like six like consistent payouts, right? And then I've also just been late, like really be patient, just see how the market move. Like especially if I have a bullish bias for the week. More often than not, if they're not, if you don't get a good setup on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays, maybe Thursdays is usually gonna be a freaking amazing week. It's gonna be a good week. I mean, those days they're gonna be really good trading days. Today was like one of those days where it's like, okay, if you were trading London, you could have caught all of this, but I don't trade London. I trade really mainly the New York session with the 10 a.m. candle going into 2 p.m. I mainly trade that. So what I'm trying to say is that like if you miss a setup, don't worry about it because tomorrow you could probably get another best setup tomorrow. And if you miss the setup tomorrow, you have the next day to try again, right? That's the thing about it. Don't try to like rush to get to a payout as fast as possible. That's how you kind of that's how you mess up, and then that's how you mess up all the gains you already made. Like I've used to do that. I used to do that, but now it's like I kind of just lay back. Oh my god, hold on. My friend texts me a lot, but yeah, I kind of just lay back and just relax. So and just really just like let the market come to me. That's the thing about it. Like I don't trade on the small time frames anymore because of the fact that like there's it's too much noise. I call it noise because of the fact that like I know that I don't want to trade every single day. I only want like 2 to 3 setups out of the week. I try to look for like 2 or 3 setups out of the week, right? So like for right now, I know that I have tomorrow and I have Wednesday to look for a setup. So I'm not really like in a rush to like trade. So if I get a setup tomorrow and then Wednesday, then I'm good. If I get set up tomorrow, then I'm also good. If I don't get it, it's fine. I just need one setup. That's all I need, just one setup. And if I find it on the 1 hour, I take it on the 1 hour. If I find it on the 15 minute, I take it on the 15 minute. If I find it on the 5, I take it on the 5 minute. I trade on all three of these. All three of these time frames are my entry time frame. I can enter on the 1 hour, the 15, or the 5. I don't really enter on the 4 hour time frame though. Because like anything under the daily chart is day trading. Any time frame under the daily chart is considered day trading. But generally speaking, you want to be entering on either the 1 hour, the 15, or the 5. And whichever time frame is the stronger one, that's you're gonna get the more explosive trade. If you get an entry on a 1 hour time frame, 9 times out of 10, that trade is gonna be explosive. You're gonna get over damn near 200 points or 150 plus points. Even the 15 minute too, you could get like a lot out of that. But yes, so I'm really just watching to see how we play out. We already did the delivery where price dump, we came back up, we dropped, we came back up again. We just like the move is completed. Like all that downside movement that's completed already, because of the fact that last night we dropped like 200 some points. Then we 300, I think 400 points we dropped last night, and then we finally came back up and we start going higher. So there's a very good chance we're not gonna come back down here anymore. We're gonna continue to push for higher prices. But the market already moved like what? I'm pretty sure we moved 800 points in a single day. We moved damn near 1,000 points. So that's about 800 point run. Well, almost 800 points. 700 points we moved for the day. So there's no need for me to try to look for any type of setup. Nothing. There, like you gotta understand how this market movement. Like if the Nasdaq moved that much, there's no point in trying to look for a setup. Let the market close, and then let it engineer new liquidity, new longs, so you can like find new setups. That's all it is. Now all I'm doing now is I'm just going to be monitoring what happens from here on now. It's 1 p.m. right now Eastern. All I'm doing now is monitoring how we trade at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, four going, and then 6 p.m. What I'm just gonna be monitoring what the market does from now on, go leading up to up here, because I want to see if we can make a way to just like make some sort of entry setup. Because I'm looking at this high right here. I'm paying attention to this high. I want to see if we could just take this high out and then we can continue higher and hopefully take out this buy side up there. But yeah, that's really what I'm doing right now. There's not much to do. But even though I did post a video and said I was bearish. I was bearish for the open, just like going into Asia to see, because I wanted the market to continue lower. It did that, but I couldn't find a setup to enter on, so I just kind of like let it play out. And when I and then I actually and I also just, since I couldn't find a setup, I did say before, I just went to sleep. I was like, I'm not gonna force it. But yeah, so far there's not really much else to do. There's not much to do. So right now is the S&P is already like ahead of the Nasdaq. It's already like taking off, doing what it do. So we already like it's the little things you gotta watch out for, right? Like watch out for all the, like, the how the market's moving on a higher time frame. That's all it is. That's what's gonna give you the scenarios of like what you want to be looking for on a smaller time frame. Like, I don't need to sit on the 5 or the 15-minute time frame. Because I mainly sit on the 4 hour and the 1 hour time frame. 1 second. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. I had a delivery. But yeah, I'm mainly focusing on the 1 hour, the 4 hour, the daily, and the weekly. I don't really check the monthly that much, because once I see what's going on the weekly, I can kind of like, if I don't, I can kind of just decipher the market already. So right now, all I want to see is this is price to start pushing higher. We don't have any more juice. We don't have that much juice left, anyways. So, but there's a good chance we could see a Fair Value Gap form up here somewhere after we take out this high. Maybe we could probably make a 1 hour Fair Value Gap, and if we make a 1 hour Fair Value Gap here, I would take the long to possibly target this bearish order block right here, or maybe target the high of this candle or something. But right now there's nothing to do. There's not like I'm just right now I'm just like predicting what I think is going to happen based on how structure is showing itself to me right now. So, but I'm still being mindful of the fact that we have a daily inversion Fair Value Gap here, which is a strong area. So I want to see price gravitate out of this and start making its way to close above it, and then maybe go up into this range up here. That's all I'm like looking for right now. I'm not really trying to do anything because there's nothing to do here. Like, you always gotta look at it this way, right? If look at the structure of the market right now. It's already telling you like what is this engineering. Just pretty much just let it do what it do, and don't force it. Because my setup is simple: break a structure, fair value gap, enter. That's it. That's all my setup is. It's this is right here. I took this trade last week. This right here, brick. We made an inversion. We break structure. We made an inversion right there, and we had a bearish fair value gap right there, went out, and I was short in here. Had my stop up here, and I had my target down here. I was targeting this fair value gap up down there, and then market traded and dropped down, and I was done for the day. It's as simple as that, and I didn't trade for the rest of this. Whenever my setups show up, I just execute. Like, I don't need once this. If it shows up on the 1 hour, I execute on the 1 hour. If it shows up on the 15, I take the 15-minute one. If it shows up on the 5, and I take the 5-minute one. That's how I go about it. But I try to take I really try my hardest to take setups on the 15 or the 1 hour, because, like, yeah, you're not gonna find a lot of trades, but once you find a trade, it's gonna be a good trade. So, as I was saying, for this entire week, I am bullish for the week. as of right now, because we are really like we're really pumping out, leaving this range. So I think we're gonna have a large, really large range week. Maybe some a candle like this coming up for the week. So I'm very excited to see what the Nasdaq does. Even though we like, even right here, right? I want to see what we do when we hit this. So far, we're kind of gravitating into it. I want to see what we do when we hit the midpoint of this inversion. Like personally, I would like to see price hits this, reject a little bit, and then continue higher. But that remains to be seen, you know? That all that remains to be seen. So far I don't know what we're gonna do next. I don't know exactly what it's gonna do next after once it hits this. That's what I don't know, because this is a high time frame level right here. This is the strongest level because it's the daily time frames inversion. So, and also yes, you have to also, if the fair value gap is on a 4 hour, 1 hour, like always go with the one that's the higher than the other, because it's gonna give you the strongest signal. The higher time frame is always the parent time frame to the the lower time frame. So you want to trust the higher time frame before you trust like a 5 minute or 15. You want to trust like the highest. Like if something is on the higher time frame, trust it. But yeah, I have like a bunch of I got a lot of stuff going on right now today. But anyway, thank you for watching. Remember, trade smart. Don't don't rush the market. Don't chase the market. Don't chase the move. Let the market show its hands to you so you can execute your model. Remember, you don't have to do not compare yourself to no other traders, because that's how you kind of like screw yourself up. And because the thing is, you're gonna see somebody do better than you, and then you're gonna like think that you're behind. No, you're exactly where you need to be. Just do what you do, continue to learn, and keep forward testing your own setup. Decide which time frame you're gonna be entering on, and decide for yourself like what kind of trader you're gonna be. Are you gonna be like a scalper, a day trader, or maybe a swing trader? If you trade futures with props, you have to be a day trader or a scalper. So decide. Me personally, I like to trade on the 1 hour, 15, or the 5, whichever one gives me my setup based on the higher time frame order flow. I only trade one sided with the market. I don't trade the market both sides at all. So as of right now, I am bullish. I am going to be looking for only longs and inversions for value gaps that's aligned with the buys that I'm looking at. So for tomorrow coming up, I think we have news tomorrow. I'm not sure. I have to check the calendar again. So I think price will, like I said before, continue higher. I expect this high to get taken out, and I expect the market to continue pushing higher and hopefully create a fair value gap entry for me to get something out of it. But if I don't get something out of it, I'll wait it out to see how it play out for next week. Because it's one thing I learned. I'm always gonna say it again. I'm gonna say it once again. You do not need to rush. Don't rush the process. So every time you rush it, that's when it humbles you. And then the very next day, I'm telling you right now, the very next day, let's say today you have a bad trade, you end up blowing your account. The next day, the market give you an A+ setup, and you're like, damn, if I had just waited, exactly. If I had just waited, maybe I wouldn't. I'm telling you, no need to rush it, bro. Anyway, thank you for watching. I'm holding you guys for too long now. Thank you for watching. Enjoy your day. Enjoy yourself. I'll probably post another video sometime this week. I'm not sure. And I might post a video on my trade recaps. I'm not sure if I should do that yet. And I want to do live stream. I kind of want to live stream, but I'm not sure about all that yet. So as of right now, I'm just gonna be posting videos from now and then, from every now and then, to just like give you a little bit of insight of what I'm thinking, what I'm seeing. All this information is free. I'm not charging people for bias information. If you don't know how to read bias, you can always ask me or join my Discord. I'm probably gonna put the link of my Discord down in the description of this video. So anyway, any questions you have, you can join my Discord and ask, and I'll probably be able to give you an answer. But yeah, anyway, thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day. Trade safe, trade smart, and yeah, ciao.